Is it working now?
I think it is.
Okay, this time we have the effects. This time we have them.
We do indeed. And I'm just gonna do a chuggy chug.
Chuggy chug. Well,
Yeah.
I've kind of been drinking mine, so a little bit of a cheat, but I've consumed it nonetheless. So I actually might save some of this. I'm worried that if I run out of water, then if I actually want water later, I'll be out of luck. We're not at home actually. The previous two have been filmed at a house. This one we are by our Bartell Drugs.
We are by our Bartell Drugs. In a Regis Salon. In a Trader Joe's. We're in a parking lot.
Indeed.
I don't know what you guys can see from here, but the van is coming along. There's a bunch of wood.
Look like a lumberjack.
You are a lumberjack.
Huh?
What kind of accent does a lumberjack have?
I don't know. That's a good question. I just imagine a very hearty kind of a sound, you know, kind of like a
a grizzly man.
Yeah, like a woodsman.
But what if there was a lumberjack in Minnesota, and then there was a lumberjack from, Northern California? They'd probably sound different.
They might. I mean, you could have a southern lumberjack. I don't know how many trees they have down there. Probably a decent amount of trees, but
I don't know.
Maybe they would be like, well, it couldn't be too high because he'd be a tough woodsman. So he'd be like, I'm a lumberjack, like kind of like a southern deep voice.
It's like Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd know more than I would. I mean,
I guess I should know, right? I mean,
grizzly.
Then again, I'd probably only know Washington lumberjacks. I wouldn't be mingling. Maybe I would. Maybe there's like a lumberjack group, but I feel like I'd only know the Washington lumberjacks if I was a Washington lumberjack.
Right. They don't intermingle between states.
It's like competition too.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to maybe sell our wood to California. I don't know how many more trees they have. I know there's a lot of trees up here, but I feel like it would just be too competitive. I feel like they'd have envy and stuff against other people's trees. I don't know, the tree wars start happening.
Yeah. And we really don't want to be cutting down trees.
No. We don't. We're obviously, everybody uses wood at some point in their life. Or most people. I mean, we're using wood here, and you got houses being built
out of
wood. Yeah. So you have to use it.
It's a really versatile building unit. It bends. You can shave it down. It sands. It looks nice. There's like all sorts of alternatives for it. They do have like tree farms. Just like all of the wood we're using here is from a tree farm. It's not like from a deforestation.
Okay, that's good. Did you buy it specifically because of that purpose, or just all lumber you buy in like a Home Depot? Is that all?
Yeah, all that is from tree farms.
I didn't know that. That makes me feel better. That's nice. That's good to know.
And I don't actually know. So they have plywood, and I don't know how they make that. Because look, there's a 4 foot wide piece, and there's not that many pieces of. Or there's not that many trees that are 4 feet wide.
Yeah.
So, I think they might have to like shave around the outside into like little strips, and then they'll like laminate those together. But I mean, like that piece right there, that's all like one solid piece. But a tree is not that wide usually.
No, it's definitely not. I can't imagine that they took this from just one tree. That'd be a big tree, and then you'd have to let it grow for a long time because.
But I'm telling you, if you, like imagine you have a tree that's this wide, but if you traced around the edge, it'd be 3.14. It would be over 3 times as long if you traced around the outside. So what I think they do is they get a perfect cylinder, and then they shave off a little bit around all the way around the outside, then they flatten that out. And then they put a bunch of those pieces together, and that's how you get the plywood.
kind of just cement all this stuff together. Is
Yeah,
what
so
you're kind of thinking.
there's multiple layers, and what you're seeing on the front used to be a curved part around the tree. It wasn't like they sliced thin layers off of the tree. It was like they sliced the edge and then flattened it.
Gotcha. I wonder how they flatten it, or I wonder what the
They have
process would be.
They have giant metal press machines that will flatten it down. When it glues together, it like. I'm making all of this up.
I mean, it's plausible. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what does it take for wood to break? Because I mean, like with your knee, you can people break wood, or like they karate chop wood, and it breaks. So I wonder, like, does it have to have some moisture in it? Does it have to like? I wonder if they gotta soak it, dry it.
Oh, that's how they make paper for sure. They take little pieces and they get it wet and they. But I bet you they use like steam or something to make it more pliable.
Yeah, so they can actually flatten out whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things I've seen for people building these vans is there's like the vans is just a weird shape. It's not like rectangular. It's got curved sides and like some of the corners are like not 90-degree angles or anything, and they'll have to try to fit pieces of wood in places that are not flat, and so they have like a little plastic box, and they like shoot steam into the box, and they put the wood in there to make it more pliable to like jam into like a corner.
Interesting.
Make it more curved or rounded.
Huh.
Yeah, dude. I mean, on this whole thing, I just keep learning more. Not even like I keep having to look up things on how to build stuff, but like I did this countertop first, and then I did this bench, and now I'm doing these cabinets on the other side of this wall here, and just keep learning about how to measure correctly and how to make everything the right size, and then like how you actually attach pieces of wood, and thinking that once you build the structure, then you have to put another layer of wood on the outside, and you have to plan for that, and I don't know, it's this huge conceptual game.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, it looks great. Like everything in here, it looks fantastic. I can already imagine everything coming along. You got giant counter here. You got the whole bench. The framework's all getting put together. Looks nice. Nice.
Part of it is like the part that's overwhelming to me is electricity.
Yeah. Because right now, if you guys don't know, we're using just a bike light with a little bag over it to actually light up this whole space.
And we have a actual lighting light coming in the mail. It'll be here on Thursday, so in 2 days. But the electricity that I'm talking about is like, you have to, before you start building things, you have to plan where all of your outlets are going to be. And then there's 2 different types of outlets, and you have to hook it up to your battery, and then there's a thing to convert one of your DC power into AC power, and then you also got to think about there's this water tank, and you have to have a pump attached to the water tank, and then a hole through the bottom of the van that goes to a different water tank after you've used the water. So you have to drill a hole there. You have to have all the pipes coming from the water tank to the sink, and then a separate head for the shower. And then you have to have the countertop be available for a sink, for a cooking stove, for a TV, and for it also to be available for having a music studio set up and a podcast recording studio. And you have to fit a bed in there.
Yeah.
And you have to build it so people can't see you in here, and you got to cut through the roof to put in a fan, and you also have to be super patient because you keep putting in pieces and they're not the right size, and you like the one up in the front behind the driver's seat. You have to jam it in to make it fit. and I had to take it out 6 times to make different cuts to make it fit properly.
Dang. Jeez.
And then what I did was there's carpeting that I was going to put on the other side of it, and I cut the carpeting, but it was on the wrong side.
Oh no.
So I have to take that out and put a whole brand new piece in there. I have to buy that. So it's along with it being a financial kind of a dilemma, it's also like so many pieces.
I definitely that sounds insane. I think, I mean, at least the podcast portion of it is pretty simple, right? All you really need is this bench, a table that can clamp on these mics, places for the camera, which already is kind of set up.
Yeah.
When you get electricity, that'll solve a ton of problems. You got the light going, can plug in the cameras if you want to. For music, you can even have your interface out here eventually if you want to, and actually, start recording stuff.
I'll have storage underneath here for the speakers. People call speakers, but they're the studio monitors. Those will come up and they'll just sit on the countertop. But then you got to imagine editing the podcast in here. That's when the TV flips up, and then you have your computer hooked up to it with the mouse and everything. But one thing is, when I have the whole setup here, there won't be enough space here to clamp on. So the way these things actually work is you see that there's just this thing that sticks into stuff.
Yeah, I see that.
So I'll drill a hole in the top of this and put in a metal cylinder for this to slide right into.
Dang, okay.
So we'll do that, and then additionally, when the bed comes down and lands on this, sometimes you park on uneven ground. And so if you're parked on uneven ground, you still want your bed to be level. And so there'll be 3 of these holes, and maybe we'll make it so you could have 3 people recording, but that seems outrageous. 3 holes, and then you'll have a bar that goes across that fits into those 3 holes. So when the bed comes down, it'll land on top of the bar, and you'll be able to have different angles for the bed to land.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah.
I'd say we can still do guests on the podcast. I think eventually we can have them sit right in the middle.
Or we could
have another camera. Or
we could have them like sit right next to you and then have you slide down a little bit. But like right here, this is just going to be a wall right here.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
This is all going to be a bench though, right?
Yeah.
Like a long bench.
Sure.
You could probably, like someone could definitely sit in the middle. Somehow, if we had to, we could use we don't have to use these mic stands. We can use one of the non-clampable ones, one that you just the standard recording mic stand. That could work.
Yeah, I mean, we could make that work. I think it's like not the ideal setup,
Definitely not ideal. How else would we do it though? If we wanted to have 3 different mics.
Yeah, so either one of the people would just have a handheld mic, or they would have one of those tabletop mics. I have one. It's like the circle, and then it comes up, and it's only like this tall.
Yeah, I've got one of those too. One of the snowball kind of thing, or the Yeti. That's another popular one.
Yeah,
right?
well, not that mic, but just the stand for that. But yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then people have it in there, and they just hold it. And like if you sat a little bit closer to me, and then we had somebody in like a chair sitting in the aisleway, then that way we could see everybody at least. Because I mean, like just a straight row of people isn't like the most
appealing. Like having different angles to cut to is kind of probably nice, right?
But also, you don't want to be talking through. Like if I was trying to talk to you and there was a person right here.
Yeah, that would suck.
That would
not
not talk
work.
through them.
Yeah, so I guess maybe sitting them right there would be the best option.
Yeah, and I'll just have to have like a stool or something that that goes there.
Yeah, that would work. We we'll drive to you if you want to be on the podcast. We're coming. We will be outside your house.
Okay, no promises.
No promises, but in the future, maybe if you were like, hey, I really want to be on this podcast, and maybe you happen to be somebody, I don't know, somebody who had maybe some Twitter followers who was like, hey, I really like this podcast. I'd love to go on. We'll come out. Come out, say hello.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, you're saying if you're famous, then we'll do it.
Oh, no, actually, listen, we'll do regular people, too. It's just, if it's a really long drive. Like, if you're in the neighborhood, if you're in Washington State, great. But if you're in Hawaii, I'm sorry.
We're not coming.
We can't even make it to you. And if you're in New
York... Not
York...
in an efficient way.
Yeah, not in an efficient way. We'd have to boat over. And if you're in New York, we'd have to drive all the way across the country. Yeah. And then we'd have you on the podcast, and it would be great, but... I mean, that's a lot of time.
It's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, we're it's also kind of, it's running a podcast, got to try to find sponsors and, build an audience, and there's another component.
There's a lot to do. We don't want to waste time driving.
Exactly. But if you are in Washington State, just an average Joe, we'll come. We'll have you.
If you're an average Joe or a farmer Joe, those two Joes.
Yeah.
We'll have you.
Maybe if you want to give us some apples, that would be nice. Farmer Joe and his apples. Yeah. I take some apples.
Do you have a favorite kind of apple?
Oh, that's a difficult one. There's so many apples now. They've really gone
apples,
big.
2 apples.
Yeah. Cards Against Humanity has apples on it, doesn't it? Oh no, what is that called?
Apples to Apples.
Oh, that's Apples to Apples. That's right. That was the Cards Against Humanity, wasn't it?
Yeah. I guess you'd say that. Oh, yeah, 100% it's the same game. Except adult.
Yeah.
Adult version.
Why Apples to Apples? I always wondered.
You know the saying that's like comparing apples to oranges?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like
I guess I do know that.
That saying is like you can't compare two things that are not alike at all. A fish and a monkey, right? That's like an Einstein quote. Put up here. So if you were comparing apples to apples, you can actually compare them because they're the same thing. So I think in apples to apples, you're trying to compare the same thing because there's one card that you're comparing everything else to. I don't really know. That's my best guess. Interesting. That I guess that kind of makes sense. But sometimes somebody plays the one thing that's like ridiculous, right? Yeah.
And then it's like that's not even comparing an apple to another apple. That's like an apple and an outer space. Just some fruit that doesn't even exist.
Oh yeah. Apples to apples. Yeah. So we got that going on. I like this space. Like. We're further away from each other, which is like a little bit strange. But when it's like this, and I'm imagining, I don't know, this isn't a guarantee, but I'm imagining a green screen that hangs from the ceiling that can be taken down. So
we could actually put the podcast anywhere we want to.
Yeah,
that would be nice.
Just like if we were doing a sketch or something on the podcast, we could just toss it up or do the whole episode and be able to shift to different places. I don't know how hard that is to do, but I was thinking of that. And then alternatively, it could just be the regular set, right? Or we could hang a black curtain up here. Because this is going to be probably white. And it's probably going to be white. Or just that wood color behind you. And that's not like the ideal setup for a studio. I think you want it to kind of be darker, but I don't know.
I like that green screen idea. It would be kind of funny maybe if we took a picture of the outside of where we're at and then just displayed that back there.
Yeah.
Then it just looks like we're just hanging out, just sitting on a bench in the parking lot.
In the Chinese embassy.
Yeah, Chinese embassy. We'd go to the Chinese embassy to film a podcast.
Yeah. Well, no one would know. No one would be able to trust us.
No, and maybe the Chinese would say, hey, we've seen that episode where you ask, why did the Chinese do this? And you're not going to even make it close to the Chinese embassy.
Well, the whole idea is that an embassy is the grounds. It's like the territory of that country in a different country, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a Chinese embassy in the United States.
Yeah, yeah. In D.C., I think,
we could
right?
drive there. Do you think all the embassies are in D.C.?
I'm pretty sure... See, I don't know how many embassies they have in the United States, but...
I guess you don't have to have an embassy everywhere.
Yeah, and I think if it's like building an embassy for a country, most countries build the embassies in another country's capital. I think is how it usually works.
Oh, it's in the capital.
I think, because I think the United States embassy in China is in their capital.
Okay.
And again, I don't know. There might be multiple embassies built in different places. Like maybe there's some in New York. I don't know, but I think there's just one, and I think it goes in the capital.
Chinese embassy. But then you got to imagine there's a Russian embassy. There's an English embassy, a UK, I guess. There's all these other countries: South Africa, Italy, Germany, Saudi Arabia. Like they're all in the same. They're all in DC. I think dangerous.
I remember this.
I think that's dangerous.
Because they do have this. I know this for a fact. They have a designated zone. Like it's like a little neighborhood.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
I know, but a lot of countries do this. Even like in Russia, even in like places in like Europe, they cram them into small areas. And maybe like, there's a few buildings that aren't, but you consistently can be like, that's that embassy, that's that embassy.
Okay.
Oh, that's that embassy. It's weird. I can't remember why I actually found this out. I think I was looking up, like, I think I was curious about, like, some, like, diplomatic... I don't know. I was researching up something, and I came across this thing where it's like, there's this designated zone for all these embassies in D.C., and I was like, what? And then I looked into it, and there was, like, all these...
It just takes one explosive device,
Yeah.
To just one airstrike to take out all the embassies.
Yeah, that is pretty scary.
That sounds terrible.
Imagine if someone just coordinated that just worldwide. It was like, no more embassies.
Yeah.
Diplomacy, over.
We don't like embassies.
We don't like it when people get along. We like it when people are chaotic, unhappy, no communication.
Yeah. Who knows what goes on in there?
Who knows?
In the embassy.
Here's something that I want to know.
Yeah, okay.
So, I remember reading when I was doing a little bit of that research, right? That North Korea even has embassies with some countries.
Okay. What kind of research was this?
I don't know. I can't even remember why I was looking this up.
Were you looking at Facebook had an embassy?
No. I was just... I mean, yes, I do like to... I do like to investigate Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Uh-huh,
that is...
Right.
But I don't know why. This was like maybe 3 years back. So even before the podcast, I don't even know why I was doing this research or why I was looking it up. But I found out that North Korea has an embassy, or has embassies, for other countries in their capital.
Oh, actually in North Korea, other countries go there.
Yeah, like they have embassies set up there. Like
wow.
I think they like Switzerland or something like that. There's like, I think there's multiple different countries that are allowed to have embassies there. The United States, of course, no. They don't even want an embassy of the U.S. in there. Or maybe they have, I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. All I know is that some countries have them there, some countries don't.
Okay.
But I was wondering, I wonder if there's a North Korean embassy in the United States. Do they have one in D.C.?
No freaking way.
That's what I was thinking too. But I was like, I wonder if that ever happened where they were like, hey, can we open up one too?
No. I don't think that's how that works. So I have this idea for a word association game.
Yeah. Okay.
So the first stage of it is we'll go back and forth, but I'll say words, and then you say the first thing that you think of.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, we'll just see. I don't know how many I'll do. Okay. So iguana.
So I just say the first thing that comes to mind.
Literally the first thing.
Green. I don't know why I thought iguana green.
Okay, Spain.
Mexican.
Oh Jesus
I couldn't. It's just the first thing.
You're supposed to.
Okay.
Car.
Vroom.
Whale.
I'm losing it.
Airplane.
Fly.
Safeway.
Bugs.
What?
I thought of fly, and then my mind got.
No. So you're supposed to say something related to what I'm saying.
Does it? Okay, so it's not whatever first pops into my mind. It has to be related.
It's an association game. So it's like it's actually about what I'm saying. It's not like what do you think? It's not like I would say, hey, I would say rhinoceros, and then you would say whatever you're thinking, like ceiling's leaking.
But and that did actually happen. My ceiling is leaking. But I thought like my whole thought process there was I heard the Safeway, right? Mm-hmm. But I was thinking about the fly from the airplane.
Yeah, okay.
And immediately insect just crowded my brain, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should reject the insect calling from the Safeway or if I should try and think of something else. Yeah, and go through a few different ideas.
Try to avoid being saying the distracted thing.
Okay, so if I have to skip over a few ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm allowed to do that. I have to skip a few ideas until it makes sense. Well,
you have to say something relevant. I think that makes sense, right?
That does make sense, but I'm wondering what's the priority here in this game?
Priority is relevance.
Relevance.
I mean, priority of all is something that's interesting. So, I mean, that's the highest priority, but relevance is pretty high.
Relevance is pretty high.
Comedy is higher than maybe equal to interesting.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
I mean, you can make up your own hierarchy, but that's what I think.
I think I agree with you. I don't know much about this game. I've heard of it before, but it's weird because for
Michael Jackson.
Sing.
Little boys.
Kids.
Parking.
Kidnap.
Skydiving.
Scary.
Murder.
Michael Jackson.
Ukraine.
Niet.
What?
Niet.
What is that?
I think that's no in Russian, I think.
Okay, but Ukraine is... Do they speak Russian there?
No. No, there's a Ukrainian language, but a lot of them speak Russian.
Okay.
But I was thinking, like, and maybe this is weird because I just said Niet because, it's like Russian is, like, spoken a lot over in all those Slavic countries. But it actually does make sense because if you walked up to a Russian person and was like, hey, what do you think about Ukraine? Niet. They'd say no, they don't like it. Because, they were that whole invasion thing. And
okay, so if you were being a Russian answering that would make sense.
Yeah. I guess maybe just a Russian voice just flashed in front of my eyes. Okay. Or I thought that maybe a Ukrainian person who spoke Russian was like, no, don't talk about my country. That's not a Russian accent. No, don't talk about country or something.
Yeah. Like, see, for these accents, it's the ones that use the same words that I use are so much easier. So, like, in that Russian accent, you left out a word.
Yeah.
Don't talk about country.
Yeah.
So you left out my. So there's ones like that where you leave out words, or there's ones that just have different words, like they say crumpet. I wouldn't be saying crumpet, but now I have to think about which other words to use besides just the inflection or the actually pronunciation of different parts of the word. So,
like, people who are Australian, they speak English, so they use the same kind of, like, they're not going to skip over words, but they'll say things like, I might, or Bobby, you want to go to the Bobby? Like, they'll have kind of...
They have different words that they say, so... And then there's obviously, like, within a accent, there's different dialects. So, like, if you were just being an Australian, that's pretty generic, or you're just having a southern accent, that's pretty generic. But when I've heard you do a southern accent, there's like a little bit of like a higher register one that it'll be like probably maybe more of a drawl. Like the one I do is like, hey, welcome out to Texas, cause I just fired up the grill and I got my ranch hand, and he told me that his name was Frederico, and he told me that he no longer wanted to service my wife. Anyway, so that's like long and drawn out, but there's a southern that's like
kind of tighter, more high pitched. Kind of. Let's see if I can do it, because I think I do know what you're talking about. It's kind of like, and I think that maybe in my country, we try to do things a little bit different around here. And if you don't like what we're doing here, you can get out. We're gonna throw you out of the airplane because this is America. What do you think? This is China? Like, is it kind of like that kind of?
Yeah, no, that's like what I'm doing is more of like a George Bush, and yours is more of like
kind of like the hillbilly kind of.
Yeah, but he's like a businessman too, though.
A businessman, huh?
He's at least wealthy.
Oh, maybe. What would the hillbilly kind of sound like? And I think that because my country told me. No, actually, that's a little bit too professional too. That's a little bit too.
Yeah, see, this is one where the words actually would change, because people with people that have less education are on average have less money. So the person you'd be talking about would have a different vocabulary because they have less education and they're poor. So it's like, I don't like chicken. I don't know.
It sounds like somebody who
that was a miss for sure.
Like before they started giving the speech.
I was working on I guess Australian and most recently Russian, or at least don't talk about my flig. I went to sometimes they use a V instead of a W, and obviously they leave out some of the see, I don't know that much about English, but like they don't use my or the. Don't talk about country. Don't eat that. I went to Chinese food and they told me do not eat at the Panda Express. It's just not working. You do it.
Okay, let's see. When I go to Panda Express, I do not like, and I tell them to go and fuck off, and do never come to mother country ever.
Fuck off. Man, I just want to keep falling back on the southern accent. When I was surfing on the waves, I was from out Melbourne, and they told me that
you gotta go and you gotta go and
I just switched right into to southern. Have you ever been to a haberdashery? And then I go right into English. What's even the difference between English and Australian?
Not very much. I know that
Australian.
There could be. I don't know. Here's another thing. Why are most Australians? I've never heard an Australian male have a voice that's like, "Hello, mate," like kind of a very high. I can't even do it.
There's some English ones though that are high.
They're like, "Hello, my name is," like, "Yes, sir. Hello, hello, hello." But then I've never heard.
That's not real though. That's like,
well, maybe a little child, or maybe there's like, "Hello, my name is Sir Jimington."
Are you saying there's not like any posh or soft-spoken Australians?
No, I mean, I'm just saying that like the pitch is always lower.
Okay.
It's slightly lower, like, "I might." Like, it's kind of like a very, I don't know. Australian. Just the sound is very like, I can't.
Haberdashery. I went out to the UK because I went out fishing with my mates. I went out fishing with my mates, and they told me we're about to play some football.
See, doesn't it sound British? It's weird. It's like,
no. I was just trying to be British.
Oh, you were just trying to be British. Yeah. Okay. See, but I've never heard like, because it's like, "I might. How's it going, lad? Do you want to go out and smoke some meat in the barbie?" I kind of talk like this, and I don't like it when people compare me to the British because we sound different, and that's not very nice of you to say. Because I know they don't. I know they don't like it.
Sounded like I was out in Wales or from England. England. No, that's Australian. England.
England. It is slightly different though. Like I know that English people and Australian people distinctively think that they sound different, and they do. I mean, when you hear them talk, you can tell. I just wonder, like, why is the pitch with Australians? It's always lower. I've never heard like a "Hi mate, going down to smoke some meat on." I can't even do a high pitched voice. I have to go like really, like to even get the pronunciation right. I don't know how. I mean, maybe Australians know. If you're an Australian, let us know. Do you know any high-pitched people who are Australian and have an Australian accent, or do they just sound British at that point? I don't know. What's going on here?
I'm not sure. All I know is I butchered all of those accents.
I like the British. The British was good.
Nah, dude.
No, the British was good. I like
Larry,
the British.
Did you come by my place last night? Because you said that you would come to my house and that you would service my wife, but my wife didn't ask for that. She said that she came to pay you with the service in the account. And see,
that sounded Australian to me.
Most of the failure is a lack of coming up with things to say and not with the accent. But it's not working.
Well, I know the struggle too. I'll say some ridiculous things
Well,
just because
no.
I'm trying to do the two multifunction thing where it's like,
all I want to do is just always come back to Michael because it's literally I can just it's like Michael aka George Bush. I can always just do this voice because it's ingrained in my head, and maybe I'm not sure exactly. But I'm really familiar with this voice. Like it's I've locked it in. I don't have to think about it because I don't have to change any of the words. I just talk slower and have this. That's all I do.
I like it though. I think it works. Everybody has like a certain set characters, and some that they're more comfortable with, and others that they're not. You know. And I think, but I like the Michael character.
Thank you. I have, like, during the whole build, I try to I've been taught, like, it's not showing right now on the camera, but I've been talking as a Russian accent when I'm talking about all this stuff, like 23 inches, and do not forget to go and wash off the plate before it is dinner time.
That almost has like a. I almost was getting a little bit of Middle East vibe there.
Don't come to my like. It's a little bit less angry, but it's like it's still like the stopping and starting is that's the main thing I'm aiming for. Don't I plug in headphone. They tell me you are worst a podcast in the house, but I kill them all. I kill anybody that's not named Jamal.
Jamal, you like Jamal? I like Jamal.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's pretty nice. His goons didn't come to my house and tell me I better start shaping up, because he didn't come over to my house because it's Jimmy Kimmel.
You a problem with Jimmy? I go to Jimmy's house and I take him.
No.
Yes,
please,
I'm going to get Jimmy.
I didn't do anything to Jimmy.
No, Mr. Kimmel, he will pay for what he has done to you. I'm very sorry.
Jimmy, hey, Jimmy is the best. Jimmy is the best Jimmy. Okay, there's all just Jimmys, but what was it? There's Jimmy Kimmel. There's Jimmy Fallon. There's Jimmy Garoppolo. There's Jimmy Graham. There's Jimmy. He's the best Jimmy.
I will find Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. I will put him in van. I will drive him to Bartell's parking lot. And I will make him do podcast where he publicly apologizes to you for whatever it is that he has done wrong, which is many things, probably knowing the what he likes to do in his spare time. I won't talk about it here, but I know. I've been watching.
No, because Jimmy, he's a real nice guy. Jimmy told me he has 3 kids, and he said he was gonna kill the kids if I didn't do anything. So I don't want his kids to die. I would give up my own children, but it's Jimmy. Jimmy's okay.
I will go to Jimmy's house, but in fact, because I do not know which Jimmy you are talking about, I will go to both Jimmy's houses, and I will knock on door, and I will say, Jimmy, bring the kids outside. And he will think that I am a clown, because I have clown costume. Back in Russia, I be clown. And I go to door, and I say, oh, magic trick, let me... And then I drag him into van.
You can't do this to Jimmy, because I actually spoke to Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and he said that the only way that I can get out of this is if you get both of the Jimmys to give the other Jimmy sexual consent, and we film it and they use it and we blackmail them.
I can do. Back in home country, I do every day. Yes, I can do.
You go in your home country and you get two guys to consent.
Yes, it's all a part of blackmail, and then back at home,
No, these are white. These are white guys. Oh,
yes.
damn it!
Oh no, this does not sound good. This is kind of working.
I think it works.
Very nice. Look at that. We managed to fix it. Yeah!
It's not the best in the world, but it is second best to only to mother country and to this woman. My brother, he said, is my brother. He said, and it just slips away so fast.
It's just as good as Jimmy Fallon's setup, in my opinion. When Jimmy Fallon started the show, he actually had even worse setup than this. He actually had what we call back at home the shittiest setup in all of Russia. That's right. He started in Russia. And
How do you know so much about the young Jimmy?
well, he used to be a part of a Russian mob. And back then, I was just starting my new job as a mob boss follow man. I'd follow Jimmy around.
When you were much younger man.
Yes, and I pretended to be a cameraman for Jimmy. I'd set up audio equipment, and Jimmy would say, "It was very nice." And he sounded like that back then. He actually sounded like that. He sounded like a little child.
Little child.
Except with a very annoying voice. Like, hey, I'm very happy to be here.
Yes,
and he had that Russian accent
very
too.
Annoying.
Yes, very bad.
It is more annoying than when I come home and my wife has not cooked dinner. I shoot her in the toe, and she screams very loud.
Yes, Jimmy Fallon, by the way, what he did to his wife, terrible things. And that's why he had to flee to Russia, because mob would say, you gone too far, Mr. Jimmy. And he said, I've got big camera now, I've got a big show. Show's a lot better than it was, but it was actually still bad. It was still bad, but then he went to America, and America said, this is shit show. America. Look at what you have. You have nothing. These are Russian cameras. What are you trying to make? And they turned it into good show. well, and not good show,
And-
because I do not like your show, Jimmy. I still think at the heart of your show is... Oh, that's right. I thought that cameras. At the heart of your show, Jimmy, it's still bad show. Nobody like your show because you still have same mindset as when you were in the back alley filming in a Russian Moscow.
And they replace Jimmy books for a voice. They replace for a little bit lower than before, like you said.
Yes,
Just a bit-
genetically modified.
Just
yes.
genetically modified, medically altered. See, his voice, now he sounds like a very old clown. He sounds like old clown,
Yes, yes.
and he has hair of a lesbian.
Yes, they couldn't make voice low enough quite. They wanted to make it very deep, very manly man, but they couldn't.
It don't match. It did not match.
No, it did not match, and they lowered it as much as they possibly could. They tried everything.
But then they look at hair. They see low voice. It did not line. It do not up line. It do not.
Yes, and his body even knew that it did not look right. Started to reject all the treatments, even the
Yes.
testosterone that they were giving him, the injections. Oh, it just started to sweat out of his body.
The muscles started to come off of the skeleton.
Yes,
It's very bad.
very bad. Yes.
Very bad for Jimmy. And then now Jimmy do a sexual X with the other Jimmy. Sorry, other Jimmy. And that's okay. With this, what we do in home country.
Yes, yes, that is what I do. It's what the job entails. Is I mean, every now and then you have to try and get
Yes, yes.
that
And-
money, you know.
And there's
It's-
the kids in America see what it do.
what it do.
What it do.
You know, back in Russia, what we used to say, you don't do.
You do not do.
You do not do. You can't.
They don't ask what it do. They say do not do.
Yes, don't. Don't try.
Do not. That's okay. It's I'm going to get a voice box transfer
Yes.
because I don't I need to speak for America
Oh, yes, please, please.
because in the America they tells me and my wife with 7 toes. They say you need to speak like a common man in the America.
A common man.
Common, not a high, not the top man, not qualified.
Mm. What about
Common man.
just common man? You like Jimmy? Oh well, Jimmy I guess is gotten. He's
Not-
too much, too
not
big for
Jimmy.
his britches. He does not fit into pants anymore.
Not no man. Jimmy not man.
Jimmy not man. Yes,
Jimmy lesbian.
yes, but they do injection into
failed.
lesbian.
It
yes.
failed.
It failed. yes.
He swap body, transfer a head onto the body of lesbian woman.
Oh, that's why Jimmy got. He's getting big. He's getting all
Jimmy
big.
with the memory gland on the boobies.
Yes, yes.
The tits.
I like to see, like, you know, I don't like to see, but sometimes I
man,
turn on TV.
You like it on Jimmy?
Well, Jimmy, no, Jimmy. Listen, sometimes I turn on TV and I look down at Jimmy and I think, oh, he's. But I never knew why.
Very
'cause-
sexy woman.
Yes, but he wear tie, so I say no. But then I go, but look at the lumps. They're there. They're underneath.
He take off jacket, the boom, right here, boom.
Yes, and he
It's-
tries to hide.
It's very,
he tries
it's
to
very
pretend.
nice. He mesh boobs.
Yes,
We still see.
I know. I heard him say on show. He said he's just losing a little bit of weight.
Not true.
No weight. You do not put on weight at the chest unless you get fat in the thumb, in the stomach.
in
You
the
get that all.
tongue. Yes, so I come to have surgery, and I come back.
You come back, okay? Okay.
Yes.
Hey, it's me. I'm coming, man.
Hey, coming in.
I'm coming. It's same guy as before. With Jimmy and the boobs.
You sound like Jimmy. Back when I knew him, that's how he sound, except a little bit Russian.
They messed up in the surgery. I don't sound like common man. I kind of sound like Michael Jackson.
Oh, this very bad.
They say bad things about Michael Jackson.
I think
He have a surgery too.
you got the Michael Jackson box.
Well, maybe I'm not sure where it came from. But they found it out back.
I heard he did throw his voice box in the alley with Jimmy threw his into a trash can, but raccoons dig it out.
You cannot. I don't have Jimmy's voice box. That's not. How dare you?
But I mean, it's plausible. Like if they found it in back alley, I saw raccoon with my own eyes pull
I do
Jimmy's
not
voice box
accept.
out of garbage can.
I do not accept. This can't happen.
But it has to be either Michael's or it must be Jimmy's.
I don't know.
It's one or the other. It's the only way.
I do find myself talking about younger children sometimes.
Oh, that's Michael. It must be
I
Michael.
don't know.
It might be Michael.
Because Jimmy has 3 kids. He might remember. Who knows?
He might.
Hey, let's have a sleepover. After elementary
no.
school, why don't you come over?
This is very bad. Looks not good for Russians. I'm going to grab a famous doctor. He worked on many people before. He runs completely practice that is not shady. He will.
I don't want a shitty practice.
No, shady, not shady.
I don't want
know?
any shit.
No shit. It's very good practice.
Michael doesn't shit.
No, Michael. He has a medically altered butthole. He was the Pope at one point.
Yeah, that's what.
Yes,
Right. Okay, well, get your guy.
Okay. Hello. This is me. Niet. No. Oh, hello. This is me. I'm the doctor here.
Hey.
Yes.
There. Well, do you have any kids?
No. I can't have kids.
Oh, what happened to you?
Listen, there was an incident last year.
Did you wear tight underwear?
Listen, I might have been a tighty-whitey consumer. Mine were yellow though.
No.
Mine were yellow. Not because I peed in them.
Oh,
but
good excuse. Maybe that's why you bought yellow, so you guys can.
I mean, yes, a little bit. That was kind of my plan. But
You're a brilliant man.
Thank you. I'm a doctor. That's why
I hand out yellow underwear to all of my kids.
Oh no. It seems that my friend has said that you have possibly gotten Michael Jackson's voice box from a back alley, which means
it's possible. Huh?
It's possibly a very not only I don't know if you're gonna start talking about children, specifically little boys. I don't know if you're going to start talking about that, but I do know one thing, is your life could very much be in danger as well, because not only might you get arrested if you keep on saying these things, but you also might have trash AIDS from the trash can that Michael probably threw it in.
Okay. I haven't got my AIDS test yet, but I just want to get this out of the way, little boys. Okay, I just wanted to say this is coming out of my mouth. But I'm not acting on it. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm just saying that, when you go out in public...
I need to get an AIDS test, you're right.
You need to get an AIDS test. But also, when you go out in public, you're going shopping, and you say, hey, how old is your son at home?
How old is your son at home?
Yes. That's going to cause some problems.
That's going to cause some problems. Why am I telling people that?
Because you're going to get kicked out of the store.
Oh, okay. No, but why are you telling the parents that this is a problem?
I mean, I guess in this scenario, you could tell them it's a problem. You could.
I also tell them that I don't have a ball sack.
I mean, that's fine, but
And
that's not going to
even-
change.
That's not even true. I don't know why I keep saying this stuff.
I mean, listen, Michael Jackson, God, I didn't want to have to say this. I may have removed his ball sack back in the 80s. All right?
Are you a doctor?
Yes, I am a doctor, but he wanted it done. It's not
Okay.
It's not like I just broke into his house and stole his ball sack. That would be inhumane. I
Yeah,
mean,
absolutely.
The news outlets were saying that, but it's not true. I would never do that. It hurt the practice for a moment, but
what would you even do with the ball sack?
I mean, no, it's not like I would jar them and put them in my home, store them on the wall as a keepsake. I wouldn't do that. Who? What kind of human being would do that? That's terrible. Yeah. See, actually, now that you have Michael's voice, you can prove that I'm innocent.
Okay, well,
You can tell the world that I'm.
Well, would I just do a voice recording?
Actually, yes, because they'll know. Or you can say that you are Michael Jackson reincarnated.
That's a little bit of a stretch. Okay, you know,
Maybe it is. Maybe.
you know,
but
there's it's actually over 50% of people in the United States. They're part of one of the branches of Christianity, and so if I said that, you know, not very many people would believe me.
I mean, maybe if you say
Shimon!
that you're Michael Jackson was actually
Shimon!
Jesus. He was Jesus. He was Jesus Christ reincarnate. And I did not take Michael's balls, which means that I did not take Jesus's ball sack. I'm innocent.
I'm sorry, sir, but this has actually been a sting operation.
Oh, God.
And,
Well, you see, but I didn't do it. I didn't even admit anything.
You
I just said
did.
I didn't do it.
You said you took his ball sack.
I said theoretically, what kind of human would take a ball sack and possibly put it in a jar and possibly store it in their home for no reason? And I just want people to not think that I took his ball sack, because
It's gonna
that's
be,
a terrible thing for people to
we
think
have-
about somebody.
We have the special ops coming for you.
God,
This has been a
it's just
high-profile
terrible.
case. I did have to get Michael's box implanted for this to get this out of you, but it's really not looking good for you.
Well, well, I don't know why you would make such a sacrifice. You have trash aids now. Who's gonna help you with the trash aid pandemic? What kind of doctor are you gonna call? I'm the trash aids expert. I'm the leading of
I'm sorry.
the country.
I'm sorry. I had to make the sacrifice.
I can't believe this.
For Michael.
My God.
Michael, Jesus Christ, Jackson.
I knew he was Jesus. I knew it.
Yeah, well, it's too late.
God, this is the worst.
Yeah, it's
God.
now I'm gonna have to get this voice box removed.
Sir, you're gonna have to come with us. I'm with the feds. Can you just step in the back van here, sir? Oh, damn it. God, fuck.
Yeah, I told you they got you good. They got him in a fucking ambulance. That's ridiculous. So now I'm gonna have to get my voice box altered again. I wonder if I can get anybody else cool.
Hello, I'm back. That was very bad, doctor. Very bad. Oh my God. That's
Not good.
It's not good. It's not good.
All intact.
All intact. Very good.
Now I have original voice books, but I might go for George Bush or somebody that has more of gumption in voice.
Yes,
and a
yes.
little bit more ballsick.
A little bit more ball sick. I think that the
I'll
George Bush had a very large sick. In the beginning, they told George Bush, they said, "You wimp man, president."
They pull down the pants. It's over.
Exactly. And you know what? He grew the balls. Because in the beginning, they said, you wimp man. And then he grew the big balls, and he said, I go to war.
Yes, and George have a small brain of big sick. But what happened was he take a Crest toothpaste into syringe into nutsack.
Yes.
He no longer have kids, but the biggest sick in all of the land. Crest,
Exactly.
Crest toothpaste, balls inside very clean. No kids though. No kiddies.
It was sacrifice. He had to. He had to make it so that his balls got big, so that when people said, you little wimp man, he say, pull down pants, and he say, I got big sake. and we're flying across country, and we're going
Explosion.
boom, 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 boom.
Explosion.
Zoom. They
Pow.
try to say, please, we surrender. Please, we're trying to run away.
He pulls down
says,
pants.
Yes, he pulls down pants and he
Waters
says,
can't even
Is-
cannot even find the penis because sick too big. It
Yes.
actually they have a robot that go in front of George to go and hold the sick because it drag on ground.
yes, has two turrets attached to robot.
Yes, explosion.
It, doom, 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 doom. And then when people try to say, George, we've already won, please, we have to stop this. He says, it's not good. I'm going in. He carries the
look
sack.
at sick. And actually, somebody from Saudi Arabia, they come in and they remove the Crest toothpaste, and they have a small a 9-month-old baby. They put inside the sack,
Yes.
and they attach umbilical cord to this difference, and now the baby is producing sperm for to come out of George Bush.
Yes. He wanted this all along. He was hoping that the Saudis would create something so good that he could again have kids, but also have big sack. It's best of both worlds. You have sack, you have a little bit of everything. Yes.
One sick
Very good.
with the Crest toothpaste, one sick with little baby. A baby produces semen. It when George have a baby, the youngest father in all of the land. 9-month-old baby have baby.
But they think it's
But they
George.
think it's George.
Yes, it's
And it's a Saudi baby, so now they confused on George, and they figure out that he has the voice box altered in the
Yes.
CIA investigation. It's very bad.
Yes, they want to know why he wanted the Saudi baby to begin with. It actually is the crown prince of Saudi Arabia. He's
Inside
saying,
of George's nutsack.
yes, he shrunk down into little baby, put inside ballsack, produced the sperm to make sure that it's all royal bloodline coming.
Bloodline into U.S. government.
Yes, bloodline into U.S. government, inject in, then you can say, we like oil too.
We become a president because born on U.S. soil.
Yes, and they chose George Bush
and
because
name Bush.
yes,
Last name Bush.
last name Bush, and you know what? Why they chose Mr. Bush? Because the genetic combination, blood instead of blood running through the Bush's veins, it is oil, thick oil.
They have oil in blood. See,
Yes.
yes, it's very very true.
And baby goes, and then energy. It goes, and
Yes,
it,
very much energy. It go through veins, especially in the sick. The oil pulled down. It heavy with weight. They
Yes.
come in. The baby is stronger than steel, and he is able to produce so much sperm that they create 600 babies,
yes,
all coming out of George Bush's penis, which is hard to find. They have to medically extract semen.
yes,
Directly
yes,
from
syringe.
source.
They have to
Yeah.
go in with.
It's a catheter. It go all the way in deep, and the baby he goes shoot in the tip. They pull out. They go into George's wife. They put in like a turkey. It's very good.
It sounds very nice.
They have,
very good technology.
Yes, 20 babies at once in the wife.
It's very good. Dang.
They small babies when they come out, but they grow very fast. Oil babies.
Oil babies, yes.
Yes.
And then they go out and they find more oil, yes?
Yes, they crawl and they have a sensor and brain. They go and find all of the locations of oil in the ground. They have extra sharp claws for digging,
Very nice.
and they have a receptacle and stomach to suck up 13 gallons of oil and spit back into a storage tank.
It's amazing. And
Very,
I
very
mean, the
strong.
Saudis, it's
Very strong babies.
very brilliant. This is how they make their oil. So much oil. It's going up. They don't even have to hire anyone to extract
Yes,
this oil.
all on U.S. soil.
Wow. They don't,
It's a espionage equation.
I'm
And,
sure they spread to Canada. You can go to
for sure,
Mexico. You can go all the way to Chile if you wish to.
To the tip, all the way.
All the way.
And what happens is they used to have beanie babies
Yes.
for a stuffed animal for children. They swap out for the oil babies, and now the children play with oil baby.
Little Bush.
It is little bush as they think. They
Yes.
play with the little beanie, the oil baby have small bush on the pee. They play with, they get attached, they protect. They have army of little children. They protect the oil babies. Nobody will. They grow up to adult. They like oil babies. Infiltrate entire U.S. Civilization.
That's very bad.
It
I mean,
i-
for them. I mean, for me as a Russian, I
Of
would
course,
say
of course.
the Saudis is congratulations. I mean, I cannot say
They are
yes.
allies, and
Yes.
we come into a once we have the army of babies, we leak out information about the Bolsec, take all of the power away from Bush, because he has it's actually not babies of Bush. He have then once baby escape from sec, he has small sec. He still he take all of the juice out of other sec, mostly inflammation. Some Crest toothpaste, take out one ball sec, one ball in sec, and Georgia have a small sec.
Yes. I feel very bad for people around him who have to experience big sec. If I was
Not for
secret-
long, though.
So-
Not for
long. No. We help get rid of
Yes, for oil
just
babies.
too big sec. Yes, it has to be. It has to be for oil babies. You know, I was just thinking earlier. The Russians, we're working on a little side project as well. You know, there's other people out there who
Putting
think,
babies in the six.
yes, putting babies in, presidents and those who want to have big sack. We say, okay,
We can do.
we can do. We have toothpaste inject into sack. They don't know. Little in the toothpaste, you have little micro biomes that grow into baby, whole baby, and then
This
they
is
also want the
perfect
oil.
environment for a baby.
Yes, very good, very good.
Right, attach perfectly, or do not forget attach to the vase difference, the tube for a bolt. Attach right umbilical cord right to tube.
Yes,
It's perfect.
If it's right in balls, and person thinks, oh, I've got big ball.
Big sick, and we also manufacture these the robot for holding a sick, because not it too heavy to walk. You need the
Yes.
transportation with the sick.
Then we sell them that too,
See,
with little Gatling gun, because every
mass profits,
yes,
very large profits.
yes, and we know anyone who like big ball, yes, like big gun. So they want
big
to buy.
sick, big rack of gun, pow pow.
Yes,
This is a very good news. I must call the president of our country to provide the powerful plan.
yes, please.
We shall call the president.
We shall call president.
Call. Hello there.
Hello.
We
Yes,
have
yes.
we have very good plan for Balzac.
This Balzac plan is going very well. Yes, very good.
You must tell me what is how much this price? How much we have for this project?
We have 5,000 Balzac for a project. Yes, very good.
Where do you get this Balzac?
We get from genetic lab. It's very good. You will like.
Okay, this
yes.
sounds very good. Do you want a big Balzac or no?
No, I do not like big Balzac. No one likes big Balzac except for American. The big Balzac man. Yes.
George has a small brain. Okay, thank you, President.
Yes. No problem.
It
Yes.
is time to go.
Okay, time to go. Yes.
All right, here. Thank you for watching this Balzac's presentation. It is so powerful. We take over Saudi Arabia. We infiltrate the U.S. government, provide oil for our country. It is the best plan in all of the lands, it only take 38 euro per person in the United States.
Yes.
Not
it's very
much.
good.
It's a per person price. It's all we got to do.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yes.
Thank you.
And also, before we go, I just want to say, come back next time when we have on Ariana Grande.
Oh yeah. Ariana Grande is like the hottest thing right now.
Yeah. Grande. It's actually
Oh.
Dre at the end.
Oh,
no one actually knew.
Ariana Grande. Yeah.
Grande. Yeah.
Okay. No. Special guest, super hot. Okay.
That's right.
Very nice.
Very nice. No, I gotta remember to get I gotta buy that cardboard cutout.
Right.
Gondre. Should we alter the cardboard so that it looks like it's a Gondre instead of
We could do something.